Here's my tips on how to set your vision and gain some clarity over exactly where you want to go with your business. Business owners just like you come to work with us at Pink Panda, but one challenge we face is that clarity of vision. So in this video, I wanted to run through how, as a business owner, you can gain that clarity and find exactly what milestones you want to hit and explain exactly why that's important for us at Pink Panda. We need to know your vision, where you want to go to. Here's my tips on how to set your vision and gain some clarity for your business in terms of where you want to go for the next few years. The reason I'm making this video and what I want you to get out of this video, for any prospect to become a client, we need to know the vision of the business. Where do you want to go? You haven't got to have it mapped out to the exact month by month, but in terms of the next few years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever that is for you, where do you want to be? What is that vision? What are we trying to work towards so we can see who's missing and craft the content to attract those people? And some people are a bit of an octopus in a sense of they've kind of got these different ideas. Oh, I could go in this direction. I could go down the digital realm. I could do this more in my local geography area. Or, oh, I want to build the business in this and introduce this service and work on a team that's like this. But all those different ideas, while fun and adventurous to ponder around, challenges in crafting your content to know the vision. We need to know that exact vision. As I said, we don't need the granular detail, but we need to have a clear guide on what we're shooting for to know what content to make in order to attract the people that are missing. The reason for this video is to just share with you what works for me, what I've done in the past in my business, with Pink Panda and other businesses, to give me that sense of direction, to give me some clarity and to give me that vision that I'm focused on. And it can give me some clear action plan there in terms of what I need to do next, what I need to prioritize, and a roadmap of what points I want to hit certain criteria or certain milestones to see that that plan is on course, really. So it all starts with you. Look at your life, like I'm talking to you, the business founder right here. What is it in terms of when you think of your goals, your ambitions and where you want to take the business? It's got to align with your lifestyle and your life and where your life is at this moment. For example, in Pink Panda, I've got a 3-year plan and I've gone into granular detail of like month by month what I want to do with Pink Panda, so I've got some milestones to measure. The reason I've done a 3-year plan is I'm 27, and so I've got a bunch of things in my life where I think, oh, by age 30 I want to do this, by age 30 I want to live here, by age 30 I want to buy a property, whatever it is. I've got a number of things in my mind where I think, oh, by age 30 it's a good milestone there, I hit a new decade, so I'll measure things up to that. So then when it comes to my business in Pink Panda, I think, right, well, based on certain things I want to do in my life, there's an idea around what my finances need to look like and what my time needs to look like. Well, let's then reverse engineer Pink Panda from that point. So this is the end goal, and reverse engineer it down to this point. So now I can engineer that pathway to get there. And that's exactly what I've done with Pink Panda. So for you, it may be that you hit a certain age in 3, 4, 5 years time. It may be that your kids are at school and now finish school at a certain timeline. And then you know, once they finish school, if you can be at a certain position and your time is managed in this way, and if you've got this level of wealth, you can travel the world, whatever it is, it's just a case of looking at your life and what are the important things. I had a conversation with a client the other day. In working on that vision, it actually came down to a lot of it was looking at, they're currently getting divorced and they've got their young child they look after, and was talking about the fact that they'd love to live here, but they can't until their child finishes school. So then was like, oh, well, if we build your business up to that point in that goal, we can build the business to focus on getting you in a position where you can up and move on that timeline once your child has finished school. So then you've got the finances and you've got the business to a point where you can be nomadic. So it's about, right, now we can craft the content to get you there and attract the people that's going to help build that business with you. Once you've kind of got that timeline and what we're going to work for, it's then a case of looking at your business and how do we craft out the roadmap. So what I did for myself was I looked at the key metrics: revenue, my team, the packages we offer, and what my actual day-to-day role was. So for these 4 things, that's the clear things I want to measure on. The reason I chose those, revenue, there's a bit of an ego in there. It's like, oh, well, that's, you know, it'd be nice to hit those numbers. But importantly, I know with the revenue, that's where I can facilitate the other 3 things. And I've crafted, really focused on knowing what my margins are. So I know that I've got a system in place to look after the margins, to know if I hit this revenue, I know that's what my margin is. Therefore, I'm looking at the revenue there, what I need to be invoicing in for the company to hit the target. And then from there, I've got my team. As I expand, I want to build the team, bring on employees, freelancers, etc. And in that 3-year plan, it's then, as I've looked at the revenue we're hitting, it's okay, well, here's the employee I'm going to take on. What workload can they manage? Well, if we want to go beyond that, we need to have then more team members, and I can roadmap that out step by step, stage by stage. What packages we offer? Well, based on what we do now at Pink Panda, the content packages, there's other plans in the future for other things we'll introduce, but that's all around, we've got to grow to a certain point, have a good system and proven model in place for the content packages to then introduce the next packages. They're coming. Not yet. Or I can then obviously look at the revenue we're doing, the team that we've got, and I can start to build out and look at, oh, well, if we could have larger packages where we can dive a bit deeper and we can be even more efficient with it, that would help then it hit higher revenues. And that means that a smaller team can achieve more work. And then my day-to-day role, lastly, is looking at what do I want? And that comes to the whole thing of like by age 30, I want to hit certain things. But also in building a company, there's all this fun and games of crafting something to create a lifestyle that you want. So what do I want to do in Pink Panda? The whole premise of Pink Panda is it was born out of my passions and obsessions, and it allows me to live a life where I get to focus on everything that I really love. But there's still elements to Pink Panda that I don't enjoy. Bookkeeping, not on the top of my list. So I can start to look at all the tasks within Pink Panda. What do I actually prefer the idea of delegating to other people? And also there's an element of, while I enjoy it, I would love to build a team and have people doing that. And I would enjoy more building a team around certain elements. Like crafting the content, I like making content, but I would also love the opportunity to take someone on and craft this career for them where we can make that and then be collaborating with other people to say, what can we do better? What can we iterate on? What can we be more efficient with? And allow other people's creativity to come into that and be part of the company. That steps me away from making content, but it means that I get to do something that I would know I would enjoy even more. That becomes my 3-year plan where I've got the key metrics I'm going to measure. So I've mapped out this 3-year plan based on those metrics. And it's all around what suits me. And that's what I'd encourage you to do, is look at, here's the key metrics, and then what are the key fundamentals I need to be measuring, and then line those all up over the course of the 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, timeline that you've got based on your needs. At this point, it can be also something where you consider a business coach, depending on finances and finding the right person to fit you and personality that meets up with you and who's going to help get the best out of you. It's something you can do yourself, but it's something that I think with the right people around you, it might be a focus group, a mastermind, whatever it is. Try it on your own first and see where you get to with that. Put it into practice for a few months. It may be then that you're even ready to work with Pink Panda, or it may be that you get so far with yourself, but then you need a bit of support and you need a bit of encouragement and challenge. It's important to be challenged on what you want and to have someone take the seat of the pessimist, to not be negative about it, but just throw challenges and problems at you to see how you would overcome them, to prepare you. What's the expression? To fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. If you can have those people around you that can challenge you, that's exactly what's going to help you get there even quicker. If you are feeling a bit lost in terms of finding that direction and even looking at your own life and going, what do I want? One thing I do recommend, a great book that I read, The Passion Test, Chris and Janet Atwood, it really helps you understand what you want to do. And it's one of my favorite books as well because it kind of follows a story. I love books that, although it's business mindset focused and practical, it follows a storyline and takes you on a journey. Much like I'm doing in this video. I'm not just telling you an idea, I'm telling you the story of here's what I did with Pink Panda, here's the process, here's what I'm thinking. And this actually, to talk about stories, I was in Jamaica. When I'm recording this video, exactly a year to the day ago, I was probably reading this book when I was in Jamaica sitting on the beach. I was in Jamaica for 6 weeks volunteering, and this was one of the 3 books I read out there. This became a huge thing in helping me understand, because I was going through a real tough time emotionally, mentally, like with finances. I was pretty fluffed. And this book really helped put things in perspective, helped me see what I need to focus on and what is important to me. And one of the biggest things was all these, I have a lot of crazy ideas and I want to build things, and it's all, let's do 5 things at once. But that book helped me put in perspective of, oh, well, I'm in my 20s right now. If I build a great company, I can benefit from that for decades to come. I can be 70 and still benefiting if I do it well. My hobby, skateboarding, I'm in my 20s right now. It makes sense for me to focus most of my time on skateboarding and building a business, because as I get older, I won't be able to do the same things on a skateboard I can do when I'm younger. And then I'm really passionate about art. I loved painting portraits and such. Whereas I thought, oh, actually, when I think of the dexterity I'll need and what my body needs to be capable of and the time that I'd need, it makes more sense to me to focus on business and skateboarding while I'm younger. So then as I get older, where I may see my performance in skateboarding start to drop and I haven't got the ability to recover or even perform as well, is I can then take up more time with painting, where I've built a company, I haven't got to dedicate so much time to it, or multiple companies, but I've then got the time, when I'm 50, 60, 70, 80, I can spend time painting. And there was a whole different number of things that I like and want to spend time on. And that book really gave me perspective over, oh, well, now I know right now, focus my energy on skateboarding, focus my energy on building a business. That allows me to craft my pathway. And then in building that business, I need to see how I can spend time skateboarding, going on trips around the world, how I can fund that, and then look towards the future and like hitting 30, where do I want to be? Do I want to move out, start a family? All of these different things. So I recommend that book, and I hope this has been helpful in terms of giving you some perspective over how to plan that for yourself. And it all starts with you. It's just focusing around what you really want. But sometimes it's hard to know what we really want, and that book will help. There you go. There's some clarity over your vision and how to find exactly where you want to get to with your business and in life, which would mean that in approximately a month or two, you'll be ready to be Pink Pandaized. So let's catch up then.